How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Minecraft Evolution SMP server. My name, of course, is System Z, and today we are going to jump straight into it and actually work on the interior for our shop here. So I plan on opening it in another episode, but we are at least going to get it set up and ready to rock and roll. Now, in the live streams, I have actually gone ahead and separated the floors, as you can see here, by using the stone as the roof and then simple wood as the floor. And I've actually started working on the interior for the apartment during the live streams. If you guys want to see that, make sure to tune into the live streams. That way you don't miss it, because we're actually working on it and it's looking pretty cool so far. But yeah, today we are actually going to be starting on the actual store down below. And I hope you do enjoy. If you do, make sure to leave a thumbs up and consider subscribing, guys. Thank you so much for all of the support lately. You guys have been unreal. It's been super cool and a pleasure hosting all of you here on this channel. Sorry, sheep, but you gotta go. You gotta go. Alright, so to get straight into it, just because I'm cut for time today, we're actually going to get straight on into it. So this is going to be a rather interesting design that I've got here. First thing I'm going to do is cover this up because it is just not welcome here. We're going to make corners. One of the things that I started kind of struggling with when planning this out, man, the sheep are so loud. It's the noisy neighbors. One of the things that I struggle with this interior is the fact that it's so large. You know, we've got such an open space. And I was thinking, it's way too square. You shouldn't really have to build in a room this big. And I started thinking, the way to fix that is to break it up. You can actually kind of see an example up here at the apartment of where I've done this. But I just wanted to give you guys a tip. If you're working with a big interior, don't be afraid to break it up and make, you know, walls. Maybe even walls that don't have to be there. Non-supportive walls just for, you know, interior layout. So I've got this one to separate the bedroom from the rest of the apartment because this is supposed to be like a studio apartment. That's a good example. That wall is not necessary whatsoever. I just put it there to block it up, and that's a good technique to use. So we're going to be doing that kind of, oh, this is the wrong floor, isn't it? We're going to be doing that on the bottom floor. Not as exaggerated as that, but we're basically going to put a corner piece here, and also in other two corners. Man, these sheep are going to drive me insane. I can already tell. I'm so sorry to you guys for having to deal with it. I should have chose a better location, to be honest, but can't really help it, I guess, unless maybe I could take the sounds away from the Minecraft folder and make the sheep not have any noise at all. Mwahaha! Or for now, we can just do that. That works a little bit better as well. The last thing we need to do is just build another one right here. And it really doesn't do too much to the build itself. It just kind of adds sections, which makes it a little bit easier. And once we finish placing these, I'll go ahead and explain a little bit more of why I've done this here in a second. I just got to finish filling this in. I do have most of the resources we're going to be using today, so this shouldn't be too big of an issue. Alright, let's see why I've done this. Alright, so let's take a look at the different sections of this particular layer in this building. If you guys remember, I wanted to do an enchanting tool store, somewhere where people could come in and buy weapons and swords, and I guess that is a weapon, but weapons and tools that are enchanted to their liking. So I want to have two booths, kind of two sections. We're going to have a checkout booth. That is kind of a phony one. It's not really necessary, but we're going to put that here. And then a request booth. I thought it would be kind of cool if people could come in here, leave a book that says, hey, I want a pickaxe with Fortune 2, not 3, Fortune 2, and Unbreaking 3. My phone's going off. Let me turn that off real quick. But yeah, we'll have that there. That'll be pretty cool. And then we're going to have this little hallway. Now, this is going to resemble kind of an employee's office, but it's more just going to be a way to get to the other layers of the building. So this is kind of separated from everything else. But what we need to do first is make a couple of spruce stairs and slabs. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I will be right back. Alright, so what I want to do is get these stairs and create kind of the same pattern that we've got going on outside, but up top here, just kind of as a way to divide the ceiling to the actual wall. And I feel like this is a nice way to very subtly welcome the same design patterns that were used on the building inside. So you'll kind of see what I mean if we take a step back here. It's just a nice way to connect the beams together and make the overall room feel a little bit more decorated than it actually is. Basically, it's a cheap method of decorating without having to decorate. Looks like I didn't make quite enough stairs here though, which is my bad entirely. But let me go ahead, get all of the beams placed, and I'll show you kind of why I did this. There we go. Just a little bit more should work. We're going to go ahead and fill this in here and there, and then put the slabs along the top. Now, like I said, I feel like this is going to be a really helpful feature in the build because it's going to separate the walls from the ceiling, which is very difficult, in my opinion, to do sometimes. So this is kind of a cheap way to do it, and I'm pretty happy that we've done it. But over here, we're going to kind of do the same thing, except it's going to be a little bit different. It looks like it's going to overlay on the glass a little bit, which is fine. But that's just going to allow us to separate this room from the others in the building, which is a pretty easy, good thing to do here to make this an entirely different part of the build on its own, and maybe draw a little bit of interest over there as well, so people are curious as to what this is, and then later explore the rest of the stuff. Now what we need to do is go ahead and make a fence, and I'm going to put one little plant down. So let me make some sticks really quickly, and we're basically going to do a plant to separate that room as well. It's going to be pretty easy. It's kind of a simple thing to do, but if you put a plant over where you're planning on separating, you know, a section, it kind of adds a little bit of interest over there and a nice divider. So I know it doesn't seem like it, and I'm overthinking it definitely, but I feel like that helps quite a bit. So this is an entirely different area, and I will decorate that on my own time. All right, so let's go ahead and start making the actual booths here. Now what I want to do is copy the pattern that we used up top for that area, and to do that we're going to need a couple of stairs and slabs for both respective blocks, cobblestone and stone bricks, which I will go ahead and do here. And while I make these, I just wanted to say I'm super sorry for the kind of bad pattern and schedule that I've got with videos right now. I was actually kind of going through a creative block for the past month and I'm finally past it, thank goodness. So you should expect better timing with the videos now and the live streams. So yeah, just keep an eye out for that because I definitely want to get back on track with that. But anyways, let's go ahead and start building out here. We're going to build out by about 4 blocks, which these can actually just be whole blocks. There's no reason to make them otherwise. In fact, we'll do it on all the way out to the corner there. In fact, we'll change that to cobblestone because I do want to mix it in just a little bit. And then we're going to get our cobblestone and our stone bricks and just kind of mix them in all the way to the corner here about there, where we're going to have another line here to separate it. So this is going to be the entire booth where the employees are. Now we're also going to raise it up a bit more, so we're going to have it up like this and basically mix it in here as well. And it should blend together decently. I don't know if it'll look that great. I haven't really tested it, but I think it should fit the ceiling a little bit better and kind of bring it all together. There we go. A little dark, but you know what? Let me go sleep and make it day really quickly, and then we'll check it out. And now that it's daytime, we still have one problem on our hand. We still have the sheep noises. I'm very sorry for that. Hopefully, I can figure out a solution to get them to shut up because they are so loud. It is so bad. All right, so now what we're going to do is continue on by building kind of something similar to that we did a few episodes back whenever we worked on the bar. We're actually going to be doing kind of supporting beams that separate the ceiling from this area and kind of give it its own overhang on itself. Let's see. This is going to be a little bit more difficult than I thought, though. What we're going to do is break into the slabs a bit. That way we don't have to bring it really low down. And we're just going to build them about 3 out, I believe, which is going to be a little difficult with the mechanics, but we should be able to make it work. We're going to do one in the center as well. And then we're going to do, actually, we're going to do them 4 out. I hope I have enough. Let's see if we can get this done. I really don't like the new mechanics. I can't wait until we get the update where they get fixed, because right now they are so difficult to place. I remember these days of Minecraft, though. It was a challenge. All right, there we go. All good now. Then what we're going to do is get glowstone and pop it into each corner just like this, just so that we can light it up properly. And we're actually going to hide these entirely using leaves. So this is a good cheat mechanism to actually have decent lighting. From there, we're actually going to go ahead and get rid of this entire row anyways. I don't know why I even placed them, because they're really not even necessary. You really can't even see them up there, but at least we know they're there. Then we're going to get gates and place them down. This is a good way to avoid having to do signs for this, but it's a little bit more difficult to get placed. But you get to avoid having to click for each sign. So we're going to do that. And also, if you break one, it doesn't make them all come flying down, which is a good thing. But let me go ahead and get these stone bricks removed, get it all set up here, and we can continue on. All right, now we just need a couple more fences to add a little bit more support to these things, and we should be good to go. So I'm going to do one here, a set of 3. And then we're going to need to do another set of 3 over here. And another thing we are going to do is actually add some spruce support beams as well using slabs. And you'll see what I'm doing there with that in a minute. But we're going to get these here, as well as the stairs actually. And we're going to create on each side here, not the middle. We're just going to do basic support holding mechanisms that make it look like it's holding it all together, just to add a little bit more realism to it already than what it already has, except for the fact that I didn't want to put it in the middle. I don't know why I did that. Let's remove that there, and you'll see that we have a very decent overhang system, kind of separating this from all of the other areas of the room and making this the center focus. Now once we add the leaves on top of that, it will look a lot better. But what I want to do before that is go ahead and do the other one that is over here, which is basically going to be right here. We're going to have kind of the same thing that we've been doing, except it's going to be just a little bit different of a design. We're going to have a chest in the middle that allows people to put their book in there for the request. We're going to do that and then get one more top here with these stone bricks and then do that, and in the middle there we're also going to do a chest, so that will cover that up. Let me get one chest created. I promise that this is all coming together. I know it's kind of a scattered episode. We've got commentary all over the place here, but it should hopefully all pull together once it's all done. But yeah, that's basically what that looks like. We're also eventually going to add paintings and stuff on the walls, so don't worry. But these are the 2 main booths. What we're going to do after that is actually have the product on these walls. It's going to be pretty simple from there. Shouldn't be that bad, but that is essentially how we're going to do it. We're also going to have some lining for the windows to kind of separate them from the overall atmosphere of the room as well. But I'll tell you what, let me go ahead and get a few things together because it looks like we're running low on things. I'm going to go ahead and also do the leaves up there, and we will recap once we are almost done with this room. You know, guys, I really do appreciate some things in Minecraft. I really do appreciate the fact that we have biomes. The one thing I don't appreciate, however, is the fact that those biomes really mess with the leaf color. I really want this to be more green, but I can't really do anything about it, unfortunately. So in my test world, this was a lot more vibrant, so it looked a lot better, but this is what we're gonna have to deal with for now, unfortunately. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is go ahead and kind of make these little wrappers for the windows to separate them from that of the rest of the room, which is a pretty simple thing. We're just gonna do slabs on the top of each stair here, and then we're also gonna do ladders on the side, just as you saw. We're gonna avoid this window though, since it's already kind of capped off by that separator, and we don't really want to disrupt that because it'll look very weird. Let's just act like this isn't part of the room and it's something on its own. Now the only thing there is it looks a little weird with that separator wall, but trust me, it's much better with it than without. I've already tested that. And then what we're also going to do is get our stone, and we're going to raise the checkout booth just a little bit more and start working on decorations back there. But before we can really do that, I'm going to need to get a few things. We're going to need some stairs and bookshelves, and that is basically all we do need back there, as well as a painting, I believe. So let me get that pulled together. I also got all the rest of the stuff that we need for this all to come together. I'm going to go ahead and try and grab most of that now so we can really start pulling this room together. But let's see, what else do I need? I know I'm going to need those bookshelves, which, oh no, did I not grab them? I did, there they are. We're going to need, I think that might actually be it. Let's just assume that is. We're going to raise this entire level up using slabs. Now, I don't know if this level is going to be raised. That way we can have that kind of looking like a normal pathway, but this is going to be raised up, meaning we're going to have our crafting stuff over here and maybe even the checkout like register over here as well. I'd like to get an ender chest for there, but we're going to avoid that for now. Then what we're going to do is actually build a shelf about right here, and that should look pretty interesting once we get it built. It's a very simple design. We're just going to do it about that tall. Let me actually remove this one. And I know you guys say that Grian doesn't really like to do interiors, and that blows me away because that is my favorite thing to do, is the interior. I think it really helps bring everything together when you build a really nice looking interior. But we're going to do that, and then we're going to build a little painting. It's going to be right here, and we're going to cap that off with, I believe, a trap door. and that will come soon enough, as in right now. We're gonna do it right now. So I just don't know if we're gonna be able to get the painting that we need. That'll work, honestly. We don't really need anything too crazy. Now that's a little bit unbalanced, so I'm gonna move this bookshelf over to the side by 1 block, and hopefully that'll bring it together a little bit better. But that's what interior is all about. You just gotta play with it. And like I said, I don't know why Grian doesn't do interiors, because that's half of it to me. The outside is awesome, trust me. Doing exterior is very fun. But when you can actually walk in and it's just as spectacular, that's something cool. Really, that's spectacular. But anyways, enough of my rant. This is pretty much done. I would like to bring that over a little bit, but we really don't have to, because the thing is, when you're doing anything in Minecraft, you don't have to be symmetric. It does not have to be symmetric at all. In fact, what we can do to counteract this and try and bring it all together a little bit more smoothly is if we move this painting over by 1, that actually might do it just fine. Instead of having to move the entire bookshelf, this could bring it together very decently. I actually want to get the orange cactus one if we can. I don't know if we'll be able to. Let's put some dirt down so we don't get any other ones, and try our best to get it here. Probably not going to get it, because that's how it usually goes when I'm recording. There it is. I just feel like that one brings a little bit more color to the entire thing. But let's get that spruce wood back. Come on. Please tell me I'm going to get it. Oh, man, we're going to have to get another one. Yeah, it looks a little bit better symmetrical, so I take everything I just said back. We're going to go with it like this. I think that looks pretty good altogether, but that's what we're doing for the back of the register. Now, what we are going to actually do is do some blocks here just so that we can walk back here and actually have stuff, but we're not going to do that just yet. The next thing I want to do is go ahead and get some lighting installed in the roof, and for that, we're basically going to just do some hanging glowstone to kind of look like a more modern chandelier. Don't really know what I'm doing right now. I need to be doing fences, not whatever it is I was just making. So let me get a couple of fences here and try and mark out the spots for these, and then we will go ahead and build them. Alright, so that is what our placement scheme will be. It's a little bit more of a diagonal cube there, a rectangle, so it's not necessarily symmetrical, but that will be just fine with this particular build. Now what I would normally do is lower one a little bit more than the other, but I feel like we don't really have that much vertical room to do that. So we're basically going to just do 4 of them all at the same level. So that's going to be our lighting. Now, we could use a lot more lighting, trust me, I know, because it's going to be dark down here, and we really won't have much more room. So I'm going to put another set of lights down here on the bottom, and you'll see what that'll look like here in a moment. But I actually need to go grab more. Oh, never mind, I've got plenty of glowstone. We need more trapdoors, though. There we go. Just a little bit more trapdoors was needed, and that is pretty much our lighting design. We're going to do some more here in the corners as well, because otherwise it's going to look a little bit weird. So what we're going to do is place some glowstone right on the end of each of these here, and then we're going to put red wool in between. It's going to look kind of like a welcome carpet in a way to signify that this is the checkout. This is where they would get their product and go. Now, I don't know if we're really going to be able to incorporate that. No! I can't put trapdoors. That's fine. We're going to just sacrifice it because I really don't want to have to put up with that. So what we're going to do instead is change the ends to that. Compromise. That's what I like to see. So there we go. That adds a little bit more lighting and allows it to kind of balance out this area. Now we just need to add lighting over here, which the technique to do that, we're going to actually start doing the actual product listings, which we're going to do by grabbing a couple of chests, which I think I already have them, a couple of chests and some pistons. Now this is an interesting technique. I feel like what we could do is use pistons as a, what would be the word? A pedestal in a way, and actually have the glowstone hidden underneath. So we'll do like this, actually, yeah, like that, then that there, and then the chest on top. And we'll do those every other block. So there, and there. So the glowstone underneath, that will supply just a little bit of lighting, and then we can actually put signs around the pistons there, which we'll label each one for, and go ahead and do that. So that'll be how we actually list our products, and then I'll do something else over here. That way we have just enough glowstone that comes through these and makes the center somewhat lit up. Now, I could do a better job here, but honestly, there's not really much more that I want to do. Maybe we can also put some glowstone underneath this chest just to supply a little bit more light to the room in this area, and I guess that just leaves this spot, but really can't do much about it because I don't want to just put a torch in the middle, so we're just going to have to put up with the fact that creepers will spawn here. But yeah, I'll tell you what, let me go ahead and get the rest of this done because we're not really that far away. I basically just need to do a couple more wall decorations, a couple of things over here, and that will pretty much be the final product. So just for the sake of time, let me go ahead and do that, and I will see you guys once it's all complete. Alright everybody, I have finally finished the interior for my shop, which I really don't know what it's going to be named yet. Probably something just like Z's Enchanted Tool Shop, something like that, something grandiose for sure. But yeah, this is what it looks like, and I think it's a really nice welcome store that I'm excited to see other people use, to be honest. It's really not, you know, cluttered. It's very bright in a way. It's definitely not too dark. I really like the shadows around the bookshelves. That ambient occlusion is really cool. But yeah, that is basically the finished product. We've got the lights in the ceiling. I've actually added some pistons here on the floor as well and put glowstone underneath. That way we can have a little bit more light in the center and place them along the same path as the actual you know, glowstone in the ceiling. I've also added some chests here, which I'll be adding some books soon so that people will kind of know what to do when they're in the shop. Now, it's not open yet officially because I actually have to get the product first, but I'll be doing that and show you guys kind of what I have in stock on the next episode. But just to kind of give you a tour, we do have the actual checkout counter. This probably won't really be used. I don't know what we would do here because my idea is that people would put their diamonds in here in each chest, but maybe they would put it over in this one. I don't know, something like that. But this one they will be putting request books in for specific things, so that's what that will be for. And then we've got the products over here. So for example, this might say pickaxe, you know, fortune 3 or something, and they'll be able to get fortune 3 and efficiency 4 pickaxes, whereas this one might be pickaxe with silk touch, and then these would be, you know, swords with so and so, and maybe armor over here. Something like that. Maybe we could switch it up every now and then so that they constantly come back to see what we have in stock, like an ever so changing store. And it is probably about to be a really loud set of thunder coming in because, oh, you can kind of hear it. It just lightning so bad, the entire room just lit up blue. That was spooky. But yeah, sorry guys, it's about to start storming here, which I love. I love it when it storms. But anyways, that's what we've got going on here. We've also got this area over here, which is level 2 Zico office. We might work on this next episode. I don't know for sure. I might want to do it in a live stream, so I'm going to save it. But yeah, that's kind of the plan. And then up here is my apartment. So I love my placement in the apartment. We've got a very cool view straight into the heart of downtown Evo with the clock tower, which is super cool. I just wish our neighbors weren't so loud. We've got to figure out a solution to that. But I can see everything. I can see Squiddy, downtown Evo. I wish I could see past downtown Evo, but I can't. We've also got a cool view over here with the balcony that allows us to see over there. So once we build my palace, oh man, it's going to be so cool. All right, guys, and it is about to start pouring down. The thunder is getting loud and my lights are flickering. So I'm going to go ahead and end it off here. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to leave a thumbs up and consider subscribing. And guys, that is going to do it for today. My name has been System Z. You guys have been awesome, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.